Please excuse my English, but I'm going to blah blah a little bit about the travel. Can you hear it in the background? It's the rain, and that means it's British summer. School holidays started, and everybody's happy going around to visit places, to fly to the places, to travel. It's cozy 15 degrees, flip-flops out, shorts are out. It's time for ice cream. What not to like about British weather? British summer. But what was a couple weeks ago? It was beautiful summer, like proper summer, 26, 20 degrees, no clouds in the sky. And what does the whole UK did? They panic. What is happening? Where is the rain? Who took our comfortable 16 degrees? Perfect temperature for shorts, flip-flops and barbecue. And I wasn't really surprised because I live in a country when the average forecast for the summer is rain. Rain and wind, rain, wind and other disasters. So it could be shocking to have 2 days of proper summer weather in here. And the same thing is happening when we have 1 inch of snow. Panic. But please don't get me wrong. I like living in here. I like this country. It's forever green and I really, really love it. But coming back to travel, holiday, it's almost always travel rush. Queues on N5, tourists everywhere, and with that, of course, nice summer vibe. You can relax and just enjoy your time. But not every travel is lovely. Sometimes the world is telling, please don't travel, it's not your day. And that was one of my travels. It ended very nicely, but the travel was little nightmare. A couple years ago, me and my husband decided to take a holiday abroad. Our trip covered getting to the airport, fly from Bristol to Amsterdam, and their final flight to Bonaire. Yes, Bonaire, Caribbean island with mosquitoes. Lovely diving place, by the way. That sounds very, very easy, but it wasn't that easy that day. But let's start from the beginning. Our flight was like 6 a.m. in the morning, and we have enough time to get to the airport because we woke up 3 o'clock in the morning. At that time, when you're waking up 3 o'clock in the morning, you are not very excited about upcoming holidays. You are questioning your life. Is it worth it? And I do that every time when I got morning flight. I'm a little bit unconscious and always questioning, do I really want to go on holiday? Can I stay in a bed? Bed can be holiday. Cannot go wrong. It's cheap, cozy, and I got cats around. Always the same questions. But in the end, we got up, we packed our last things in a suitcase, and very quietly we left to the airport. Still in a kind of zombie stage because of the very, very early time. Driving to the airport, we found out that the main road leading to the airport was closed. Found out later that some poor soul lost its life in a car crash and police closed the only sensible way to the airport for the investigation. We didn't know at that time, so we were a little bit, what's going on? Why can't I go to the airport? And in the end, we decided to take very small farm road when you're driving on a single lane between walls of hedges with some passing spots. Very, very small passing spot and very, very narrow lanes. But we weren't the only ones who got this genius idea. So very quickly, this road was properly jammed. We were lucky traveling very early with very, very small delay, so we've managed to get to the parking. But later, it was like chaos on this road. So yes, we parked the car and we head to the bus to take us to the airport. But the bus wasn't going anywhere. The roads were standing still around the airport with queues of the cars as long as the list of your wishes for Christmas. Socks doesn't count. Socks is must-have for Christmas. So the bus driver told us that we'll be luckier if we start walking to the airport, which wasn't far. It was just like 15 minutes walk, which was pretty fine. But with all diving equipment, it wasn't like the best journey ever. But we walked. So after 15-20 minutes walk, we finally made to the airport. We checked in our suitcases for the flight and we were ready to fly. But we didn't consider that not only us, passengers, couldn't get to the airport, but also pilots and all crew. There was no one to fly us to Amsterdam. We had to wait till the locked road problem would be solved. With every minute, Bristol Airport was filling up with passengers who managed to get through the traffic to the airport. And it was chaos. I never seen airport so full with people. Departure board was showing delays for every morning flight. We were in pretty comfortable situation because our transfer in Amsterdam was like 4 hours. So even with the bad luck, we were hoping that we'll make it. But not everybody was lucky as us. We saw pale faces and very stressed people asking the poor people from the staff where their flights would departure. They didn't know because pilots couldn't get through the traffic. And finally, after 8 o'clock, airplanes started departing. We also took off, which was a really happy moment for us. With tiny weeny sacrifice, there were only biscuits on a board instead of sandwiches because catering didn't make through the traffic. But it was fine. In the end, we landed in Amsterdam with only 1 hour for the transfer, so it was pretty tight, but we've made it. We literally ran through the airport for the next flight. In the end, we shouldn't be rushing, because the next airplane was delayed for 1 hour. With the delays, you never know. You should stay close to the gate, you can wander around, will the late change? Who knows? So I was a little bit nervous, but in the end, it was fine. So 1 hour delay, the airplane landed, was ready to take us on board, and we were ready to take off. And also ready for a holiday adventures. But we heard then pilot's announcement about the airplane having one of the tires completely bald, and it must be changed for the obvious reasons, safety. So this actually went very fast, around 30 minutes, and the airplane got a new set of airplane boots. By the way, how this is working at the airport? They have all sizes of tires for each airplane, or is it like some average size one fits all? And is it the same procedure as in a car? You leave the airplane with people inside, change the tire and you just drop it down. Do you have to pump it up? Do you know how it's working? Anyone knows how it's working? Never thought about it till it's happened. Anyway, back to the journey. So we were happy sitting in the airplane, ready to take off, and ready to be pushed to run away when we heard our pilot another announcement. Something went wrong and they cannot unhook the pushback tractor from the airplane. Software didn't want to cooperate, so restarting computer didn't help. They have to call mechanic and they didn't know how long it's going to take, so we waited. When in the end they found the mechanic, he couldn't do anything, so he suggested to restart system again. And guess what? It worked. So if one time your computer doesn't work after restarting, try again. So finally, we could head towards our holiday. We were very happy that finally we could make it, despite of the fact that all signs on the earth and in the sky were saying, do not go. The flight was very nice, very calm, and holiday was great. maybe the signs were telling me something different, because that was the holiday when I bit a stranger. So this is it about my weirdest travel. Thank you for listening. Take care, and please excuse my English. I'm working on it. What was the weirdest travel?